and also directed the government to be able to find solutions, unconventional solutions, to be able to put them back on the track, and also support those factories to go back in their course, and in order to be able to empower the investment in Egypt. And of course, he directed the Prime Minister, Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, to study the means. With us on this very important topic, we have with us live over the phone Mr. Abdul Latif Wahba, the political and economic analyst. Good morning, Mr. Abdul Latif.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
Fine.
So, Mr. Abdul Latif, what are the main challenges or maybe problems that has been facing the struggling factories? Of course, in every country, some factors meet challenges, meet difficulties, they stop, they pause for a while, and then they pull themselves together, and they find, renew themselves, and they start operating again. So talk to us about the most important challenges or difficulties that face those struggling factories.
As you know, sorry, as you know, after at the beginning of 2011, and after the revolutions, you know that some factories suffered from the financial issues. This the first problem, and at the same time there were deteriorations in the economic situations here in Egypt, and many or some factories in different sectors all over Egypt suffered at the same time from the shortage of the raw materials they used in their in its works and so on. And as you know that also that President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi, since he came to power, asked the government to support these factories and to help them to go back on the right way, or the economic track, and the cabinet, with the cooperations of other utilities like industries federations and the Chamber of Commerce and so on, held a mini meeting to face this problem. First of all, they were trying to support them by providing some facilities or financial facilities, and to solve all the problems they faced during the last period. During last week, President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi, in his meeting with the prime ministers and some ministers and so on, economic minister group, they asked the government to increase its support for these factories, as they are trying to empower the local industries to meet the local domestic demand from some industries, and at the same time directed the government to continue at the same time in solving the the administrative problems they faced at the same time, sir. And let us say that in some period, some factories hold its work. This is because the raw materials, or for the because of financial problems, or a dispute between the owner themselves. This is according to the surveys the cabinet made during the last period. So they are insisting, I mean the cabinet and the ministers, to solve all the problems and issues they faced during the last years, and to put them on the right way again.
Right. So how important is it to study those files? And can this study that was according to the directives of President Abdul Fattah Sisi, this plan or this study or this strategy, could it be able to put them on the right track in the near future, right soon, or the problems should involve some other sectors, not only the government? I mean, it should involve some investors, some change of strategy inside the factory itself. I mean, to cope with the modern state-of-the-art factories. I mean, there are more than one factor that define the success of any I mean, industry in any country. So if you like to elaborate on that.
Yeah, of course. As you said, the cabinet hold many meetings for these factories, and also at the same time asked the governor in many governorates to provide the government and the Prime Minister Madbouli with the names and the sectors of these factories that workers in. They, according to the cabinet, they are trying to support them, especially in coordinations with some initiatives from the central bank for the factors that faced financial problems, and at the same time they are trying to help them or to provide them with the raw materials with raw materials. And this is, of course, not, it is an important plan to revive and to recover this industries, not only for the Egyptian economy, but at the same time, as you know, that many Egyptians were working in these factories, so they can serve the Egyptian economy, the local markets, to provide the local markets with its needs, and at the same time to play another role in decreasing the unemployment rate in Egyptian societies. This is, of course, as you mentioned, they supported not only with the financial aid, but at the same time in providing them with infrastructures again. like electricity, like water, like and so on. This is the core element of these factories. But it depends upon the problem they faced. As we said, some suffered from financial crisis, others from the raw materials, or a dispute between partners, and so on. So the government is working to facilitate and to face all the problem these sectors or the closed factories or industries faced during the last years. This is according to the meeting or the continued meeting between the headed by President Fattah al-Sisi and his directions to all ministries to solve the problem.
Right. The president also talked about preserving the rights of the laborers or the workers' rights, which is a very important element inside this topic. When we talk about a whole factory that might be providing, livelihoods for thousands of workers with the capacity of that factory, add to that how many factories inside each country. So this is going to be a real problem in society when there is a layoff for workers because of stoppage in the course of work of a certain factory. This affects the lives of other people too. So if you like to talk about the dangers of halting the work of a factory, the impact over human beings, over the livelihoods of people, of affecting the low-income brackets, the workers that are working there. Is there any compensation in that sense? In that case?
Yes. It is an important point you mentioned. And if we make a flashback on the situations of these factories or industries and so on, you will find that President Fattah al-Sisi, when he was discussing the problem of the cabinet, and he declared it in some events and inaugurations of projects in other Egypt or in some in some governorates, he directed the government, first of all, to establish a body to compensate the labor forces of these closed industries, and at the same time established a fund to help them, to help the workers, as they are at the same time or responsible for families here. And you remembered exactly at the same time President Fattah al-Sisi asked the government for an employment help, financial help to support these people until they face the problem or they solve the problem, and so on. This is the same system and style the cabinet followed during, for example, Corona times, when they supported the seasonal workers here in Egypt, and also they closed factories and so on. This is, of course, it is a temporarily help for the workers of these factories until they put it on the track again.
To put it back on track again, right. So
Yeah.
when we talk about looking into that particular issue, which is the halt of the working course of a certain factory, then we can study, I mean, from the government's perception, we'll have to study the livelihoods of people in society, I mean the workers. We'll have to study also the factors of losing the incentives for foreign investment or domestic investment or any type of investment when this factory stops. We also will have to study the facts or the factors of losing one great deal of value for income for the country. So Egypt used to have very popular factories and very popular industry for years, for almost like 50 or 60 years, especially in fabrics, something that is concerning cotton, because Egypt is a very rich source of organic cotton and other types of products like oils, organic oils, like some types of rich agriculture that could be manufactured into other products. So if you like to also focus on this.
Yeah, of course. As you know that during the problem, at the same time, the cabinet trained again the workers and the labor forces in the country, in the industries or factories that stopped during the last period, and trained them for or to help them to matriculate another sectors, especially the transferring or transitional process. Transitional process to train the administrative workers in these factories to become a productions or workers in another utilities. This is, of course, to help all kind of workers that worked in who worked in these factories. So in many sectors, as you mentioned, they trained them. They are trying to exploit them in another activities, economic activities, and so on. And this is what happened in the some factories that were liquefied during the last period, like مثلا Misr Halwan for iron and steel and so on. So the cabinet, according to order from President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi, they didn't leave the workers, but they compensated them at the same time. The worker who wants pensions, it's okay. the workers who want to be retrained and then matriculated to another sections or another sector in the state or in the public companies. They agreed and so on. This is, I think, to help the workers and to help their families and to help their families member at the same time. Because according to the cabinet and according to President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi, the workers are not alone, but they are living in a society and are living with their families and helping their families in everything, in education, in health, and so on.
Right. On that note, of course, Mr. Abdul Latif Wahba, you are an economic and a political analyst. Would like to thank you, sir, so much talking to us on the breakfast show. And we're going to go to a short break. But before we go to a short break, of course, we will have to move on to another segment, which is the new Alamein city. The new Alamein city, we've all heard about the new Alamein city. However, many might not know that the new Alamein city is named after an old one that lies also in Egypt's north coast and which has an international reputation. And we have more details coming up in the following report.
El Alamein is a town in the northern Matruh Governorate of Egypt. Located on the Mediterranean Sea, it lies 106 kilometers west of Alexandria and 300 kilometers northwest of Cairo. El Alamein's climate is less hot because of the prevailing Mediterranean sea winds. Two important World War battles